Good day to all you scientists in training. Today we're going to look at 4 different chemical reactions. For each one, you got to look at how the chemicals changed. Ask yourself, what did they look like at the beginning? And what did they look like at the end? You may need to pause the video so you can write down your observations. Ready? Let's get moving. Experiment A is called Silver Magic. This liquid contains silver nitrate, as in a second place Olympic silver medal. You know, the real deal. Anyway, write down what it looks like as I drop some into this here test tube. This here is just a piece of copper wire. It's just left over from when I was fixing up my basement. Nothing too special. We'll drop her in the tube and see what happens. In case you missed it, here it is again. Look closely now. What's different about the wire? Whoa! That is quite the difference. Make sure you describe that well in your observation table. If you shake the wire around, that new stuff comes off. Maybe you can guess what it is. I'll give you a hint. Like I said, it's the real deal. Experiment B is called Chameleon. A chameleon is a kind of lizard that can change its color. Here, meet Gus. Gus was a chameleon who used to live with me years ago. He'd change from light green to dark green when he fell asleep. And when he'd wake up again, he'd change back to light green. He was always the life of the party. Experiment B might also have some changes back and forth. We'll start out with some bromothymol blue, or BTB for short. Take a look at it and write down what it looks like in your table. Now we'll add some hydrochloric acid to the test tube. Watch this. Pause the video and write down what this looks like in your table. That's not all. Next, we'll add a base to the tube. The base we'll use is sodium hydroxide. Watch closely now. Pretty cool, huh? Pause the video and write this down in your observation table. The cool thing about this experiment is that it can change back to the starting color again. We can do that by adding more acid. Watch. Now, what do you think will happen if we add more base? Take a guess. Whoa, that's cooler than Wayne Gretzky on a breakaway. Experiment C is called Doubly Bubbly. We'll start out with some fresh hydrochloric acid. Pause the video here and write down what that looks like. Next, we need a piece of magnesium. Here's one. Pause the video and write down what it looks like. Now we'll drop the magnesium into the acid. Describe what you're seeing here on your observation table. Is the magnesium changing its appearance? You know, if you let this go for long enough, the magnesium completely disappears. Experiment D is smooth or chunky. You know, like peanut butter. I love peanut butter, but my wife's allergic to it, so I don't eat much of it anymore. This time, we'll start out with some liquid that contains copper chloride. Take a good look and write down what it looks like in your observation table. Next, we'll need some sodium hydroxide. That's the same base that we used before. Here's what it looks like on its own. Describe what you see in your table. Now we need to add these two together. I'll pour the sodium hydroxide into the copper chloride. Watch closely. It does look a little different now. Tell you what, I'll hold the tube sideways and roll it around to give you a better view. What do you think of them apples? Yeah, check out what's on the sides of the test tube. Very interesting. Here's a side-by-side view of what this experiment looks like before and after mixing. Be sure that you describe what you see in your table. Make a special note of anything that's different from before versus after. Guess what? We're all done. You should have observations written in each of your tables for the 4 experiments. If that's all done, go ahead and answer the next questions in your lab report. Good luck!